Oh, hi everybody. Welcome to another episode of Sal Says What's Friday Comic Roundup. I've got 3 monthlies to talk to you about today. Call it in honor of Free Comic Book Day. Coming up this Saturday on May the 4th. So when you're celebrating your Star Wars stuff, you can also go down to your local comic book store and pick up a free comic and maybe pick up some more comics that weren't free, but you find them interesting now, based on my show and free comics. Anyway, 3 new monthly books coming out that you can pick up at your comic book store, maybe on Saturday. The first one I want to talk about is Steve McNiven and Brian Michael Bendis' Guardians of the Galaxy. And if you think this book is coming out for some reason because there's a movie of the same name coming out as well, you would be correct. Clearly what they are doing is they are revving you up and getting you familiar with the characters that they're going to be using for the movie. Now that being said, is the book worth reading? It definitely reads like a movie, and it definitely is interesting in as much as it has really interesting things happening. It's got intergalactic intrigue. It introduces you to a broader galactic Marvel universe. You've got some Shi'ar, some Brood, Kree. You got some references to Skrulls. There's all kinds of Marvel galactic stuff going on in there. And so if you're unfamiliar with it, if you're only familiar with street-level characters like Spider-Man, Daredevil, or if you're only familiar with Avengers-level characters like Thor and Captain America, then this is the comic for you to be familiar with what they're going to be referencing in the upcoming movie. The Zero issue that came out a couple months ago that introduced you to Guardians of the Galaxy was way better than the last 2 issues of Guardians of the Galaxy by Bendis and McNiven. It actually feels and reads like a Spielberg movie, so that's actually really cool. And it introduces you to the Peter Quill / Star-Lord character. Hate the name Star-Lord. It's so contrary to the Star-Lord character, in fact. It actually does pertain to his title. He is, in fact, a Lord of a star system, I guess. It reads rather arrogant here on Earth. So, is Guardians of the Galaxy by Bendis and McNiven worth picking up? I would say wait for the trade. Check out Guardians of the Galaxy number 0 and be the judge for yourself. But for me, I'm going to give it 3 out of 5 little houses. Next one I want to talk about is a alternate universe kind of story. It's very what if you will. It's Daredevil End of Days by also Brian Michael Bendis and David Mack, both in writing and in art. The story is basically the last day of Daredevil's life, and what that means days or weeks after that. The legacy of Daredevil, if you will. And it's really, really cool. I wish every issue of Daredevil was like this. It's really gritty. It's really interesting. It's very noir. It really feels like superhero meets Chinatown. It's really a bitchin' book, and I think it's definitely worth a pickup. We're almost to the end. I think we have 1 more issue left to pick up, so if you haven't already, go out and pick up Daredevil End of Days before the trade comes out. Show people your love for this book. It is worth every penny. Definitely check it out. The art is terrific. Story is fantastic. I love Daredevil End of Days, and you will too, so I'm going to give this one 4 out of 5. Nah, I'm just kidding, 5 out of 5. The last book I want to talk about is a rather controversial book, and only because of the subject matter and the outright visceral response that the social media community has against its author. This is, of course, Superior Spider-Man by Dan Slott as the writer and occasionally Ryan Stegman as your artist. I will spare you the details, but I will tell you that the book is actually pretty decent. I think it's really fun. And if you think that they're going to release a movie called Amazing Spider-Man 2 and not have the comic book star Peter Parker, you gotta be crazy. This is serialized fiction, folks. This is not going to be forever. This is not going to be the status quo for years to come. This is the story as it is now. Superior Spider-Man is going on with someone else in the skin of Peter Parker, and for my money, it's actually really fun to read. It's been really emotionally unnerving for some of us. People who really, really dig the Peter Parker character feel like the character of Spider-Man can never truly be divorced from the character of Peter Parker. This is coming from somebody who read the Clone Saga and outright boycotted Marvel as a result of the clone switcheroo nonsense. If you're not familiar with the Clone Saga, by the way, I'll put a link in the description down below for you to really familiarize yourself with Spider-Man, the Clone Saga, and basically the 90s comics in general. If you can't stand cliffhangers, if you can't fathom the idea of Peter Parker not being Peter Parker, and Spider-Man's life being tumultuously ruined by his arch-nemesis, then I would suggest you wait for the trade on this one. However, if you feel that you want to read a book that you will never be able to predict the ending of, and have it be called Spider-Man. Superior Spider-Man is book for you. If you want to pick up some Spider-Man books that star Peter Parker and have him in charge, read Spider Island, read Spider-Man Big Time. These are stories that are awesome, and they will live on forever in the epic Spider-Man mythos. It is Dan Slott's definitive run, although I would argue that he will probably be best known for his Superior Spider-Man run. So if you want to get in on the ground floor, you're about 9 issues too late, but go check it out and pick up the next one that comes out next month. Or pick up the one that came out, I think it was on Wednesday. So you can either check that out in your comic book retailing store or just on the Comixology app. So go there and pick it up. I would give it a 4 out of 5, only because the art teams keep changing, and Ryan Stegman really should just stay there and do his job. So those were 3 new monthly individual issues that I just reviewed for you. Most of them were actually rather glowing reviews, and of course they're all mainstream, so I'm sure the indie crowd will think that I'm a douche. So anyway, thanks a lot for watching, everybody, and of course don't forget to go to your local comic book retailer for Free Comic Book Day this Saturday, May the 4th. As always, I am Sal, and may the 4th be with you. So those were McFarlane, and Image Comics can thank me for my boycotting of Spider-Man, because that is what actually brought me into reading Spawn. So we were all kind of punished in a way. Celebrate Star Wars after you go to the comic book store. In fact, maybe you should just go to the comic book store and then get over Star Wars, because Star Wars has really gone out of its way to disappoint us all.